House of the Dragon has brought us a bunch of new characters we are gonna love to hate. But the incredible cast who portray the silver-haired Targaryens had their fair share of unexpected challenges while taking on their roles. Let's learn how Matt Smith got a fresh scar on his forehead, find out if it's easy to ride a dragon,
it's all part of a day's work,
and who questions the amount of steamy scenes on the show. Plus, you'll discover the most annoying, yet fascinating feature of each and every Targaryen.
The Wigs, oh.
Let's dive in. A life-threatening role. Some fans initially opposed Matt Smith's casting as Prince Daemon. Apparently, they had a tough time envisioning the Doctor Who star as the hell-raising Targaryen. But the show's producers felt Smith had a weird androgynous quality that made him perfect for the role. Yet the job proved rather treacherous for the actor. Matt suffered a serious injury to a disc in his neck while performing a stunt. He plowed forward with filming despite the injury, though, and postponed his physical therapy until the season had wrapped. It's a f***ing pain in the neck. Literally, physically, and metaphorically, revealed Smith. And that wasn't the only trouble he faced on set. The physical preparation for the role started a good 8 weeks before production. So Matt wasn't a novice by the time he and his co-star Fabien Frankel began rehearsing a new sword fight sequence. But somehow Smith got a sword to the face.
Got me right on the forehead. And I've got a right big forehead, so it was a pain in the ass.
And it left a scar. He doesn't mind it at all, though.
And it's alright, you know what I mean?
But sword fighting wasn't the most grueling task on the set of House of the Dragon. Bulls instead of dragons. Right after he'd been cast on the show, Matt revealed one thing he'd love to do on the set.
Without saying too much, yeah, I'm just sort of looking forward to riding a few dragons.
However, he found himself sitting on a sort of remote control mechanical bull-like device instead. Moreover, filming the dragon scenes wasn't fun at all.
When you're up on a plinth, which is about 20 foot in the air, then they strap you in, and then you can't get down, you're just up there all day.
On top of that, the big wind machines were blowing in the actor's face all the time. Actress Emma Darcy, who plays the role of Princess Rhaenyra, revealed that she wasn't a fan of that process either.
I was quite cross, I think, when I had to go and do my buck work, and I didn't fancy it, maybe.
Still, it turned out that these pretend dragon rides were quite fun, and even irresistible at times.
It's like going to IKEA and having to try the taps in the kitchens.
Funnily enough, the dragons were the reason why the actor who portrays King Viserys once turned down a role in Game of Thrones. Paddy Considine shared that he rejected it without even reading the script. Later, he realized that he'd missed the opportunity to be in the biggest TV show of the century. So when he got a second chance to appear in a TV project with dragons, he made sure to not make the same mistake again. Now, let's talk about the auditions, as one cast member was definitely kept in the dark. Total secrecy. The actress behind the young Princess Rhaenyra revealed that she was unaware what show she had auditioned for. It was all fake scripts and fake people, shared Millie Alcock. Only at the second audition did she find out it was for the Game of Thrones prequel. But she didn't really know what her part would be, let alone its importance, until the rehearsal process. Her co-star Emily Carey was luckier. My management also represents Olivia Cook, so they clocked it quite early on that Emily was going to play a young version of Olivia's character. Cook also found the casting process a bit tricky.
It was extensive. I don't know how many auditions I did loads, and then
she was put on hold for 6 weeks and sworn to secrecy. And even when Olivia learned she got the part, she couldn't tell anyone. So when the press release finally came out, Cook had a hard time explaining to her friends why she couldn't tell them such awesome news before.
I was so scared that someone was going to come and abduct me and make me disappear.
Yet having to keep a secret is not the hardest thing an actor has to deal with. Let's find out which aspects of filming were the most uncomfortable for Matt Smith. But first, check this out. Visit our awesome merch shop. We have branded t-shirts, hoodies, eco bags, and even phone cases. You can choose between dozens of unique and awesome designs. Click the link under the video and find your perfect match. Steamier than necessary. Game of Thrones received some severe criticism for its amount of nudity. Emilia Clarke once stated she would not do nudity again after the show. And Gemma Whalen addressed the number of sex scenes in the show as a frantic mess. Still, House of the Dragon seems to be following the original. When Matt Smith was asked whether his on-screen character has some sexy scenes, he replied with a laugh, "Yeah, slightly too much if you ask me." The actor also revealed that he even questioned whether all of them were needed. On top of that, Matt shared that he's not a fan of doing steamy scenes. However, when it comes to bringing fan-favorite novels to life, Smith feels like it should keep close to the text. That's the world that George has written, and we're trying to represent the books as truthfully as possible. By the way, some lush details of the Targaryens' castle caught the younger cast members by surprise. The unexpected details. When Olivia Cooke shared impressions of her first day on set, she described it as surreal. "They've just built the whole thing as one castle," admired the actress. Much of the show's action plays out in the Red Keep. The seat of power in King's Landing is already familiar to Game of Thrones fans, but this time around, these once separate sets have been recreated as a united playscape. This was done so the directors could stage action shots that seamlessly flow from one room to another. Paddy Considine was amazed by the scope of the castle. "I've never been on a set where you just keep walking around and finding rooms and staircases," he explained. "You could have moved in and literally lived in the Red Keep." But there was one carefully crafted detail that really surprised Millie Alcock and Emily Carey: the uncensored tapestries. Millie recalled that when they were first walking through the castle, they noticed a particular motif that was repeated. There are tapestries of men and women making love, women and women making love, dragon making love in the mix, as well as with the humans there. Let us know in the comments if you have already spotted that. Fabien Frankel, who plays the dashing knight Sir Criston Cole, also had his fair share of surprises. However, for him, it was about the armor. Obviously, it was pretty heavy and quite uncomfortable. So Fabien was thrilled when he had a scene where he was wearing something else. He thought it was very exciting. Still, that can't be compared with Matt Smith's excitement when he saw his wig.
It sort of does a lot of the work for you, doesn't it?
It does, it changes.
It's like a mask.
It does, yeah, right.
It turns out Matt has a rather short wig, which not many members of the main cast members could boast to be that lucky. Game of Wigs. They wouldn't be Targaryens without their signature hair. When Emma Darcy first auditioned for the role of Rhaenyra, showrunners asked if they had a wig. This was amidst the pandemic, and the only things that were open were supermarkets. Fortunately, Darcy had a few hair extensions that were left over from another job, but no notion of how to connect them, neither a method nor a means. It was quite a stressful process of attaching these locks to Emma's short hair. Thankfully, the House of the Dragon creators loved the look. So after that, every time Darcy recorded an audition, and there were quite a few, they would spend several hours doing their fake hair. Since getting chosen for the part, Darcy have got themselves a high-quality Targaryen wig. Surprisingly, they enjoyed the experience.
I love wearing a wig, it turns out, which
Do you?
I do actually.
It does suit you.
It's just so transformative.
Yet another House of the Dragon actor whose character has silver hair also didn't mind spending some time in the makeup chair, probably because it didn't take long.
For me, because there's not much to work with, the wig takes maybe 15-20 minutes.
Okay.
And I'm done.
5.
However, his on-screen wife had to stay in makeup for 3 hours.
Oh my god, the wigs! It's a number to get into them.
Eve Best revealed that she had to sacrifice her own long hair to minimize that time, but even that didn't help much.
I said, please cut my hair off, I can't cope. And then it's probably not 3, I'm exaggerating. I mean, they whittled it down, but it's a long enough time.
Yeah.
Still, there was one cast member who didn't have a wig who revealed that he'd like to have one. Rhys Ifans shared that he enjoys the makeup process as he loves chatting with people.
I'm always a happier man when I leave the makeup trailer than when I enter it. You know, it's a good way to start your day.
And now we're going to tell you about the funniest challenge the House of the Dragons actors had to deal with. Literal fight for the Iron Throne. Just like on Game of Thrones, the battle for the seat of power is at the center of the show. And it turns out that off-screen there was a contentious fight for it too. Eve Best revealed that Paddy Considine took the role of King Viserys a bit too serious. He kept his fellow actors away from sitting on the throne between shots. It was like it was his, confirmed Steve Toussaint. Because his character also had a throne, Steve suggested that he and Paddy should sometimes switch seats. Yet, Considine rejected this generous offer. Even Olivia Cooke, who plays Viserys' wife, was restricted from throne access. The actress confirmed that as soon as she saw the Iron Throne in rehearsals, she ran straight up to it and plonked her ass on it. However, during actual filming, Paddy was quite territorial, and Cooke would only manage to do a quick sit when he wasn't there. Considine wasn't specifically scolding anyone. Still, there was sort of an aura about it that made the actress feel like, okay, maybe don't go up. They had their chance to sit on the iconic throne later, during an event where HBO had set up a replica for fans. That's all we wanted to tell you about the behind-the-scenes struggles of the House of the Dragon cast. If you liked this video, support OSSA by sending a super thanks. Just click on the thanks button under the video and choose an amount to donate. Stay awesome, and remember, we value each one of you. And check out our video about the real-life partners of this new awesome show.